What's up guys, Cuz here, bringing you my part 2 of my Bloodborne run. Happy Halloween. So, we're starting off with the Canehurst cutscene. So, the horse carriage comes and picks us up and then takes us to the castle. Canehurst is probably one of my favorite areas in the game. Like the whole snowy castle aesthetic. Very different than like the rest of the game, but it's just super cool. And like the whole lore with the Vile Bloods, I think it's super cool as well. Just a lot of dope stuff. But yeah, the carriage comes, picks us up, and then we get taken over there. Someone's watching us from the grass. At least that's what the cutscene implies. And off we go. So this cutscene right here is super cool. We're gonna get a cool shot of the whole castle. So dope. Like, love Canehurst. Like, this area is awesome. Probably one of my favorite areas in Soulsborne. Also, it's a very big change of like scenery from the rest of the game. The rest of the game's like super dark and gloomy. This one has like a nice lit up aesthetic. Definitely one of my favorites. Probably my favorite area in the game. So here we are at the top. We're about to fight Martyr Ligarius. This boy has a dope intro cutscene. This boy's just been dead up here. Then we show up and he kind of just like comes back to life. It's kind of crazy. Pretty much comes back just to like, he doesn't want us uncovering the secret, so he's pretty much gonna try to kill us. Walking up ominously. He's pretty much like a mage. Some melee attacks. But right now he just keeps hitting us with the magic. My dodges were not on point. So, top back up. Like, okay, reset this, try this again. Yep, see, like I still can't dodge through that. I haven't fought Martyr Ligarius in so long. So it took me a sec to like get my bearings. But still got my parry timing down. My first attack goes right there. Get the second parry. He's pretty easy to parry. That's usually what I try to go for, because he can get pretty aggressive in the later phases. And he drops down the sword. You always want to attack the sword whenever he puts that down, because he just damages the time. And it can get kind of annoying, just like you're trying to hit him, and then you get like hit by the sword, so you get stun locked. This move right here is super fun to parry. He's up in the air and he tries coming down. But there is probably one of my favorite main game bosses. not the most challenging to me anymore, just because I know how to carry him, but I like his whole vibe. He's cool. Plus he's hiding the Vile Blood Queen. So we're gonna show that cutscene here because I just love the interaction with her. So we light the lamp, pick up the crown, and so you gotta put the crown on, and then that'll reveal the rest of the castle, so you can go in and talk to the queen. So this boy's been hiding up here this whole time. So pretty much like the executioners came, raided the castle, killed everybody, and then since they couldn't kill the queen, Ligarius kind of just stayed up here to make sure no one ever like found her. But of course, we're hunters, so you're not gonna stop us. And then yeah, the castle reveals, or the crown reveals the rest of the castle. And we go in. Looks super cool in here.
Visitor, I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne.
And this whole interaction with Annalise, I think it's super cool.
Or get thee gone. Visitor.
Usually on
Scented hunter.
my playthroughs, almost on every playthrough, I'll end up joining the Vile Bloods.
Queen of Castle Canehurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods. And sworn enemy of the Church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of? Well, well. An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous nights. Share in our plight, and take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well. Drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn. Now, thou art too a vile blood. We too, the very last on this earth.
So we get the corruption rune and the Canehurst badge. Now we get to the fun part, the DLC. Ludwig is such a great introduction boss to the DLC. The DLC holds pretty much some of the best bosses in the game. So like, the best collected, especially when you get to the DLC. of my favorite fights in the whole Soul series. Between Gale from Dark Souls 3. So those are like my two favorite ones. Oh, and Lady Maria, which you'll see later in the video. Yeah, the DLC is one of my favorite parts. It adds so much lore-wise, and then the bosses are really great. Minus the failures. Except the one mid-boss, the DLC, but I mean, 1 out of 5 is pretty good.
Sighed all along. My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
And then that takes the cake for one of the coolest cutscenes ever. Like, such a cool mid-fight cutscene. Go from a rabid beast to a skilled swordsman. Plus he has like great sword. So, super cool. Love this fight. This fight's super dope. Music, just everything. Like I keep saying, one of the best fights in Soulsborne. If you get caught by this attack, it's pretty much a one shot. Definitely will kill you. So, our best to avoid the attacks here, so we can get the final post. Quick slashes are like so hard to dodge. I feel like it's almost unreactable. But you get the final stagger. We are able to do that. Such a cool fight. 10 out of 10 fight. Like, they cooked with this fight. Putting the eyeball into the elevator, or the eye pendant. So, the hunter that was just there before the cutscene, that was Amelia in her human form. So, that's a cool little like node to the base game. Lawrence's skull will be on the pedestal, and then that's what triggers his boss fight later on. But this area right here, this area sucks. Not in like a bad way, but it's just so annoying to get through. And they put this boss right before a great boss. But like I said, 1 out of 5 bosses, that's not bad. Here we just kind of go for the speech trap and like people's notes, wallpaper, and then we kind of just keep farming the failure as it keeps coming up. And see, respawn. Surprisingly, they can get pretty aggressive. They're not like super hard to deal with. So long as you like crowd control them, don't let them. they actually surprisingly do a lot of damage too. Like if they hit you with their melee attacks, you will have to heal up. But other than that, you just gotta keep chipping away at them. I'll give them that. Like their ultimate is not as cool. It's easier. At least in terms of attacks. Take this on the heal up. So in this fight, pretty much it's like two melee ones, and then you have the two mages shooting you. Not a crazy fight. It's alright. One of my favorite fights in the whole game. Lady Maria, and then later on you'll see Gurman. Those are like two of the best hunter fights in the game. Gascoigne's cool, but he's like so early on that he's a good introduction boss, but I feel like he doesn't compare to these two. But yeah, no, Lady Maria, one of the best bosses in the game. Pretty much the blueprint for Freed.
A corpse should be left well alone. Oh, I know very well how the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest death will kill you now. Prevent you from your wild curiosity.
Love her intro cutscene. So, come in. She immediately hits me. No, yeah, man. There's just something about the hunter fights that they're super fun. It literally just feels like a tango between two skilled opponents. So she starts off pretty basic, just like normal sword attacks. Pretty fast too. Then, as you'll see here, she starts powering up with her blood. So she is a vile blood, but she like hated her lineage. So, but since she's trying to keep the secrets of the nightmare, she pretty much says screw all that, and she starts using her blood anyway. Just goes to show you how desperate she is to like keep us from learning the truth. Get the parries off. Such a cool fight. Trade right there. She hits me, but I'm able to get the parry off. Now she powers into the final phase. So now her blood attacks have fire effects too. Like, such a spectacle. It's not the hardest fight by any means, but that doesn't take away from how cool this fight is. This fight is one of the best in the game. Just look at those fire effects. She's so dope. In the final phase, I try not to go for parries as much because the fire effects can mess you up. And that attack is cool when he jumps in the air, but he's dead right here. Always a fun time when I get to fight Lady Maria. One of my favorite fights, period. Not even just in this game, but just like period. Also, we got our boy Lawrence coming up. I was pretty hyped. I got Lawrence first try. I remember when I first played Bloodborne, Lawrence used to give me so much trouble, so being able to come in and get Lawrence first try was pretty cool. have his skull, he pretty much reacts to that because he wants to take it back. I don't know if he was really dead, but he ended up just like waking up. Or he's either waking up or he's coming back to life. But either way, the skull triggers it, which is cool because then we get to fight him. He's pretty much just like a flaming cleric beast, but I still think he's dope. I remember I used to not like Lawrence mostly because of how much trouble he used to give me, but over time he's grown on me. I actually really like this fight. I actually prefer this fight over the regular cleric fight. Lore-wise, and also just because like, you know, this one is harder. And then the boy loses his feet in the second phase right here. And he just starts crawling around. Like, I don't know, Lawrence is just over the years he's grown on me. Like, I actually really like this boss. Like I said, I was able to I came in, I was not expecting to get him first try, so when I did get him first try, I was pretty hyped. So, try to speed the fight up a little bit, use my cards, the whole paper. But yeah, pretty much what he does in the second phase, he just like crawls around, tries to like get me, tries to like brush it with his hands, spits lava. Super derpy looking, but he just has aura to him. Plus, he's pretty much the reason everything is happening in the game. The boy gets points for lore wise. And here I was like, fuck it, one more hit. Let's not even like risk trying to heal. Get the hit. But yeah, no. Lawrence is very lore significant, so he's dope. And then this is the fight that, like, whenever I do any Bloodborne playthrough, like, for the most part I know the boss is like the back of my hands, but Orphan is the one that can still give me trouble. Like, most of the fights in this run I got relatively quickly, but Orphan definitely still took me a couple tries, which he always does. Like, Orphan is the hardest fight in the game, so here we have a little bit of the attempt of the first, or here we have a little bit of the first attempt, but yeah, no. It would have been cool if I got him first try, but that was not in the cards this time. Yep. As Orphan can do, he will delete you. So, that was our first attempt. And this is the attempt where we get him. I think Orphan took me... I don't know how many attempts it took, but it was definitely the most out of any of the fights that we did this run. Which, to be fair, that's how it should be. Like I said, he's literally the hardest boss in the game, so. He's just very sporadic. Like, that's what makes him so hard, is that, like, you can't really, like, read him properly. He kind of does whatever he wants to do. There is no set pattern that you can, like, and even that is hard. But I always bring the visceral rune. So like in the first phase, you can carry him or get a like a backstab. It heals you up to full. That way you can save your blood vials for the second phase. Because if you're just like wasting your blood vials in the first phase, you're gonna have a bad time during the second part. Because the second part is when he gets the most aggressive. Like, if you think he's sporadic here in the first phase, he's even more sporadic in the second phase. Get the backstab again. Charged R2 into backstab, but yeah, like the visceral that kills you into full, so it's always clutch. That's always been my preferred like fight. I missed the backstab opportunity there. He ends up hitting me. I was in mid animation, the counter damage was ridiculous. So yeah, that's at least what I try to do here in this fight. I missed the backstab instead of charge R2. I got a jump R2. Yeah, that's usually my strat for Morphin. It's just like try to stay just outside his range and like take my window of opportunity when I get the chance. No need to overextend in this fight, considering how fast he can kill you. But yeah, when he slams the placenta down like that, that's when he goes into the second phase, and now he's just super aggressive. I think the only fight that like hardest fight in the series is definitely Consort Radon. Orphan pretty much held this title all the way up until that like Radon's hard, but I think Orphan are still probably like Radon is super crazy too, but I mean like Orphan's so sporadic. You mess up one time and he can do it. He hit me twice and I was almost dead. If I had less vigor, that would have been a one-shot. So we can get the parry right there. It is a little bit harder to parry him in the second phase. Sometimes I feel bad for it when I have this zero phase. But I try not to overextend with the parries. Try talking to it. Probably then he spammed it a second time. I was like, bro, I was able to get the rock this time. We are able to get the backstab right there. He gives us some easier attacks. Try, yep, you get the backstab. So now he's literally one hit. Run up, boom, last hit. This is the one fight I always have to come in with like respect for it, because like he can definitely delete me like no one's business. Hardest fight in the game for sure. And you have to hit his little shadow, so you can trigger the final cutscene for the DLC. Also such a cool like skyline.
Sweet child of Kos, turned to the ocean. A bottomless curse, a bottomless sea, accepting of all that there is and can be.
Alright, so now we return to the main game, or the base game, to clear up the final 3 bosses. So we got Wet Nurse up next. And then we got German and Moon Presence left. The final 3. It's always fun running through the DLC. I feel like Bloodborne is not a complete game without the DLC. Like, the DLC definitely elevates the base game a lot. The base game's already like fire as it is, but with the DLC it's like a complete package. Like, I feel like that's how Bloodborne is meant gets me right there. I was not expecting that to do so much damage. But it's fine because we got the big blood color template. Our DPS is pretty crazy right now. So, pretty much just have to stay behind her. I got pretty good RNG because she did not do the nightmare phase fight. Usually the nightmare phase is what causes the fight to drag out, but I guess my DPS was so high, I was able to avoid it completely. Yeah, stay behind her, just keep wagging away at her. She whacks away at you, or tries to at least. She was about to go nightmare phase right there, but luckily we were able to DPS her down, so. And you pretty much just have to wait until Margot stops crying, and then you get the nightmare slain notice. So that's 2 for 2 with Orphan and Margot for the nightmare slain. There we go. And then she grants you one of the umbilical cords that you need for the Moon Presence fight. So pretty much you have to consume the 3 umbilical cords, and then that triggers Moon Presence after Gurman. And then Gurman's cutscene.
Hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
One of the best lines in the game. That and when Annalise calls us a moon-scented hunter. Those are like my 2 favorite lines in the game. And then the Gurman fight. Fire. This and Lady Maria are like the 2 best hunter fights in the game. Because like, there's other hunters you can fight that aren't bosses, but none of them compare to Gurman and Maria. Maria's obviously a little bit better because she's a DLC boss, so they put a little more work into her, but that takes nothing away from Gurman. Like, Gurman is a perfect final boss. He's literally just been your helper this entire game, and then when you refuse to let him take your life, you gotta fight him. Like, that's super cool. Like, everything about his lore is pretty sad, but the fight is top tier. And doing a mix of parrying him and trying to hit him with the regular attacks. Oh yeah, see that move's super easy to parry. And then, but yeah, that's what I like about the hunter fight, since you guys pretty much have like the same movesets and everything. And then here, he starts powering up with the moon. Pretty much going Super Saiyan. So now he's a little bit faster, and he does more damage. Nah, yeah, he gets a pretty significant speed buff when he gets the moon buff on him. And the wind attack is super cool. Luckily I was able to just outrange it. Right here I was not able to regain my momentum pretty fast. He just kept like spamming me down, and I was like, okay, let me not overextend. I'm not trying to die. We did end up getting him first try, so, but I ended up using so many blood vials that you'll see after this fight. We got German first try, but we didn't get Moon Presence first try just because I didn't have enough healing. So I was playing so passive that he actually did buff a second time. Usually you don't see this in a fight if you're just like rushing him down. But to be fair, I was kind of just like, we were at the end of the run and I really liked German, so I was kind of just trying to like drag the fight out a little bit because I really do like this fight. This fight's awesome. German and Maria, I will always try to like drag out a little bit just so I can like fight them a little longer. You only get to fight them once per playthrough, so I'll usually do what I can to extend the fight a little bit. Carry off there. We almost missed the riposte, but we were able to dash in. And should get the final hits here. We missed the parry attempt right there. Parried a little too early. But we were able to dodge his attacks. Should be dead here soon. We missed a second parry right there. And yeah, see, I was like, he was about to try to buff a third time. I was like, nah, okay, at this point, I'm gonna kill you. But yeah, I had wasted so many resources that I was not able to get Moon Presence first try. You can see I'm buffing over here like, okay, let me try to do it. It didn't work. The Moon Presence been the main orchestrator of everything that's been happening. Pretty much he's the reason the dream is happening. Lawrence kicked off the event, but Moon Presence is the reason that the dream is happening. But since we consumed the three umbilical cords, he was not able to absorb us. Because usually after the German fight, if you don't consume the umbilical cords, they'll just like he comes into embrace. You pretty much just get like absorbed and you become the new German. But when you consume the three umbilical cords, it just triggers this fight. This fight's not hard by any means, but it is super cool. It's a good like German plus Presence as like a dual boss. Not like dual in terms of you're fighting them at the same time, but like fighting them back to back, I think it fits perfectly for the end of the game. I don't know. I don't have any complaints for the final bosses. Moon Presence could have been a little bit harder, but he doesn't need to be hard to me. Like I like Moon Presence. Plus German I feel like already fits like difficulty wise for a final boss, so like having Moon Presence not be as difficult as German is not that big of a deal. And then like the shot of Moon Presence revealing itself with the flip behind it, 10 out of 10. Like 10 out of 10 aesthetic, that shit is fire. And yeah, he just keeps doing the attack, he takes down to 1 health, and he just sits there so that he just recover most of it. But yeah, it was a fun little run, something a little different for the channel. Bloodborne's one of my favorite games, and like, it fits the whole October vibe, so I don't know, it felt right to do this. But yeah, so when you kill Moon Presence, you just become a great one. You're pretty much just like a slug thing.
Oh, good hunter.
One of the weirder endings of the game, but that is the ending where you ascend. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.